A wild spider unexpectedly showed up in my house. After we stared at each other, he dropped a coin and ran away. That night, a little purple spider came to me in a dream, looking absolutely pathetic. Hello, here is some cash for you. Could you please stop destroying the webs I weave? And also, please don't poke my butt. I'm scared. I know I have to pay my way if I live in a human's house. I promise I'll work hard to earn cash for rent. The little spider peeked at me with just a sliver of his eyes. I looked down, staring right back at him. After a long pause, I finally blurted out, "Wait a minute, you look kind of familiar." Let's rewind to a few days ago. That was the second time. An extra coin mysteriously appeared on my computer desk. Plus, my desk, which was a total mess last night, had been tidied up perfectly. Everything was organized and placed neatly in its spot. But this time, I caught the culprit red-handed. A spider, the little guy, who had his back to me and was struggling to drag the coin, suddenly froze. He slowly turned his head. His eyes were filled with absolute shock at the sight of me. After we locked eyes, the little spider got totally spooked. All 8 of his legs shot straight up in the air, all fluffy and puffy, exactly like a startled kitten puffing up its fur. He dropped the coin and bolted, leaping half a meter away in a single bound. In the blink of an eye, he was gone. I just stood there in silence, then walked out of the room without making a peep. I walked back in, trying to convince myself, maybe I actually cleaned the desk before going to bed last night. And I just don't remember doing it. I comforted myself with a completely blank expression, pretending I didn't see that extra coin sitting there. Then, I grabbed my bag and scrambled off to work like my life depended on it. It wasn't because I was scared. It was because if I didn't leave right that second, my perfect attendance bonus was going to be completely ruined. Later that night, I came home absolutely exhausted after a long day of work. I didn't even want to think about the completely absurd thing I saw earlier. But just to be safe, I still boiled some pomelo leaves, cypress branches, and mugwort to take a cleansing bath. I lay there staring at the brightly lit ceiling for a long time. Eventually, I realized the dusty cobwebs in the corner had actually been swept clean. So, I just spoke out loud into the empty air, "Hey, even though I don't know if you're actually a spider, or some ghost controlling a spider, thank you so much. The corners of the ceiling are super clean now. It feels way better looking at it." The room was dead silent. I honestly wasn't expecting an answer at all. But right from that corner, I heard a tiny, whisper-soft response, as quiet as a buzzing mosquito. "You're welcome." Wow, I thought to myself, this little guy is actually pretty polite. That night, I had a dream. A fluffy, dark purple and black little spider stood awkwardly in front of me, nervously keeping a safe distance of about a meter. "I'm so sorry to communicate with you like this, but I really have no other choice." The little spider covered his face with his tiny front claws, pleading in the most pitiful way. Hello. Here's some cash for you. Could you please stop ruining the webs I weave? And also, please don't poke my butt. I get really scared. I know that living in a human's house means I have to pay my way. I'll work really hard to earn cash for the rent." Honestly, the little spider didn't do a great job covering his face. He left a tiny gap for his eyes to peek through. I looked down, staring intently at him. After a long pause, I blurted out, "Wait a minute, you look kind of familiar." My eyes uncontrollably drifted right down to the little guy's fluffy, plump, oval-shaped little butt. I've definitely seen that somewhere before. Suddenly, it hit me. Oh my god, you're that spider who's been weaving a web in the corner of my balcony. Staring at its meticulously woven yet totally wrecked web, the little spider completely froze. That absolute terror of being harassed, it all came rushing back. It was back, scrambled away sobbing, "You massive creep, this little purple spider showed up about 1 week ago. When I first found it, it was desperately trying to reel in its freshly spun web, exactly like a person frantically gathering laundry when a thunderstorm hits. I totally didn't see it at first, and almost smacked it into the next life with my bare hand. Of course, I'm not some kind of psycho. I was just zoning out on the balcony after watering my plants, when I spotted this fuzzy little spider in the corner, quietly spinning its web. But man, its little butt was just way too mesmerizing. Those back legs were moving at lightning speed. Like I was possessed, I grabbed a disposable glove, and just went ahead and poked it. Unlike your everyday normal spiders, this deep purple little guy had these faint stripes around its belly, and was unbelievably fuzzy. Now, most house spiders aren't venomous. And even if they are, it's super weak, so I really wasn't scared of getting bitten. That fluffy spider butt was seriously plump and squishy. I stared at my fingertip, and couldn't resist giving it a little squeeze. Sure enough, it had some real weight to it. It was kind of soft, and felt amazingly good. It really is the kitty cat of the spider world. The poor thing had probably never experienced anything like this before. It stiffly turned around, locking eyes with me, who was eagerly getting ready for round 2. I wondered if it was actually glaring at me. The fuzzy little guy awkwardly scurried away with mismatched steps, completely swallowing its pride. For the past week, we minded our own business, though I'd occasionally poke a hole in its web just out of curiosity. The little spider never got mad. It just patiently waited for me to leave, and without a single peep, it would wiggle its little butt and go right back to patching up its web. The little guy blinked its big, goofy eyes, turned around at the sound, and its gaze locked right onto my fingertip. Hanging from my finger were the shredded remains of its brand new web. Yep, I was at it again. I awkwardly pulled my hand back, feeling kind of bad about it. But the little guy didn't run away. Instead, it frantically stuck its butt right at me, and threw its tiny little front legs up in the air. I hesitated for a second. Does it want me to pet it? Alright then. So, I reached my hand out. The poor thing grabbed its own butt in pure terror, and bolted like lightning. I really thought it was asking for pets, but clearly, that was not the case. I frantically waved my hands. Wait, I'm not a creep, the usually well-behaved little spider cried out in protest, backing as far away from me as possible. It sobbed quietly. Don't you come near me. You grab my butt and still claim you're not a creep? I clearly warned you. I stared at it blankly. You did? The little guy was absolutely furious at how clueless I was. It came marching right out of its corner, tapping its little feet, and repeated the exact same pose. Are you totally blind? This is my attack stance. I was warning you last time. When a spider gets scared, it sticks its butt up in the air. It makes us look huge, so we can scare off the enemy. But you just walked right up and grabbed me without a single word. And you keep wrecking my webs. I'm literally starving here, if you keep this up. Turns out, I completely misread the situation. I totally thought the little guy was offering up its butt for a poke. I'm sorry, I didn't know, I answered honestly. I apologized to the little spider, and promised I'd never poke holes in his hard-earned web again. I even promised to make it up to him. The little guy was sobbing so hard he was hiccuping. Really? He asked, his voice trembling. I gave a soft yeah. Next time I use the electric swatter, I'll toss the zapped bugs right onto your web. I'll treat you to a deluxe feast. The little spider sniffled and wiped away his tears. Then he told me I was a good person, and that serving time wasn't so bad after all. You're not scary at all like the warden said. Turns out, the little spider had committed a crime, and was sentenced to do hard labor in my house. I asked casually about it, not really expecting an answer. But then, the little spider peeked up at me timidly, and whispered, I offed my stepdad. He lied to my mom, and tried to take advantage of me when I was molting. I fought back, and accidentally killed him. So, for the crime of arachno-manslaughter, he was locked up in my house for penal labor and reform. My expression darkened instantly. It naturally brought up the nasty stuff I had to deal with a few days ago. My tone went ice cold. Scumbags really are everywhere, aren't they? We've got pretty similar stories. That gold digger I met on a blind date barely 5 times was just as disgustingly toxic as your stepdad. If I could, I'd love to have a little accident with her too. I said it so casually, accidentally letting my darkest thoughts slip. The little spider fell silent at my words. He quietly shuffled over, step by step, brought his little claws together, and gave my fingertip a hug. He patted it, then quickly scurried back to keep his distance. I froze. I awkwardly curled the fingertip he had just hugged. A spider's embrace was surprisingly soft, and I really wasn't used to it. I awkwardly changed the subject. Let's drop this depressing talk. Let's chat about something else. I'm curious, why do you spiders think staying in the same room as me is some kind of prison torture? Beside me, the little spider was walking on his 8 legs, coordinating them perfectly. He spoke up, looking kind of adorable. The warden found out that you hate spiders. For a spider to live in the house of a human who hates them is all about struggling to survive. So, this is my punishment. It suddenly made sense. Well, your warden definitely got it wrong. I don't hate spiders at all. The little guy shook his head. Seeing the disbelief all over my face, he took a hesitant little step forward. "Let me touch your skin. I want to show you something," he added nervously, "but you can't use this as an excuse to squish me." He reached out his little claw and tapped my fingertip. It felt absolutely magical. The spider's little paws actually felt like soft leather. When the claws were tucked away, it just felt cool and fuzzy. I noticed his little furry toes were split. "Can those two tiny hooks on your claws retract?" The little spider instantly blushed bright red. The fuzz all over his body puffed up again. He tried his best to look calm, and said in a very serious tone, "Human, I'm trying to show you something important. Stop flirting with me. Watch out, or I'll scratch you." He was so polite, even warning me before he launched a scratching attack. With a brief flash of light, the little spider pulled me into his memories, showing me what the warden saw when I first moved in. The bathroom is still pretty basic. While I was in the middle of remodeling, I ran into a huge huntsman spider. He was trying so hard to curl his body up, hiding in the corner. He was super timid. The second I made a move, the huntsman spider's 8 legs would blur into an afterimage as he bolted. After seeing him for several days in a row, I suddenly felt a bit playful. Though I stomped my foot just to scare the spider. Probably because he had been scared too many times. He wasn't afraid anymore. One time, I tried my old trick again. I stomped, and the spider clearly froze for a second. Then, he scrambled lightning fast right up my pant leg. After a brief moment of silence, I let out an ear-piercing screech. I mean, who wouldn't be terrified? The little spider looked up and said completely seriously, "Did you see that? That guy right there is the prison guard. According to the test results, your hatred for spiders is pretty much a perfect score. That's why they handpicked this place for my hard labor. Even though I might not make it out of here alive, while I'm serving my sentence, I'm required to keep the house clean, do chores, catch mosquitoes and bugs, stuff like that." The little spider counted on his claws. When one leg wasn't enough to keep track, he lifted another one to add to the count. Finally, the little spider said, "I came into your dream just to tell you." He emphasized, looking a bit embarrassed, "Please don't just randomly poke my butt in real life. It's way too sensitive, I just can't handle it. A wise bug submits to circumstances. Everything is just to stay alive. If I have to give in to this human, I can accept that." The little spider looked up, meeting my hesitant expression. He slowly covered his face, his tone full of compromise. He whispered, If you really want to poke it, just remember to let me know first. Just so I can mentally prepare myself, okay?" I woke up, and right on my nightstand, there was a note. Written on it in squiggly handwriting were 2 lines. "You can only touch me a maximum of 3 times a week. Any more than that, and I get scared. Also, since you touched me, you have to take responsibility for the spider. Signed off, your little spider, Rian." This dead serious note made me look like an absolute creep. I fell silent, so, acting in silence, I ran down to the trees in my rundown apartment complex and swung an electric swatter, killing a ton of mosquitoes. I didn't see the little spider anywhere. Who knows where he went? Only that skimpy, poorly spun web on the balcony was left, trembling in the wind. I genuinely meant well. I planned to give the spider a nice surprise. But the moment I placed the food on his web, the spider web collapsed. A gust of wind blew it right off the balcony, completely out of sight. My lips pressed into a thin line. Blank-faced, I muttered, "Ha, I'm screwed." I turned my head and locked eyes with the little spider, who had been drinking water from the center of a sunflower, now staring at me completely dumbfounded. I was instantly at a loss. After a brief silence, the little spider couldn't hold it back anymore and burst into tears. "If you don't like me, just say it. Why did you have to wreck my house?" The little spider ran away crying. Even though he was so mad his fur was puffing up all over, he still didn't try to attack me. He was acting completely pathetic. The next second, a blinding white light flashed. The little spider turned into a human. More accurately, a slender, half-human, half-spider girl. Right then, the little spider turned around. I accidentally locked eyes with her panicked, yet beautiful eyes. She had an extra pair of eyes, sitting right above her normal human ones. It was bizarre, yet overwhelmingly, seductively beautiful. I stared, completely dumbfounded. She was trying so hard to hide herself, but because of her size, she just couldn't squeeze into the corner. And then, still totally clueless about the situation, I reached out and gently stroked the patterns on her back. I gently held the soft fuzz on her back, It felt incredibly fluffy and cozy. Wow. The texture and details are absolutely stunning. Ru Yan went completely silent. Her deep purple, mismatched eyes widened slightly in focus. I gave her a gentle touch. She slowly turned around. A natural, rosy blush spreading across her face. Hey, snap out of it. I was jolted awake by her incredibly flustered voice. Once I realized what on earth I had just done. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't even know why I did that. It was like I completely lost control. The girl bit her lip hard, trying her best not to let out any unpresentable sounds. It turns out my deeply magnified inner desire didn't have any dirty thoughts at all. It was literally just a pure, primal urge to grab a handful of her spider butt. If I had known, I never would have tested the waters. Right now, she looked like she was about to cry. She kept muttering over and over, "Change back. Damn it, change back already." Finally, she gave up. Her plump, round spider half was left sticking right out in the open. She stuck a post-it note out from inside the closet. Written neatly on it in red marker was a line of spider text. She had even outlined and bolded the letters on purpose. I just stood there, trying to process everything happening right in front of me. I tried to understand it, but unfortunately, I couldn't read a single word. The girl reached a hand out and angrily snatched the note back. She scribbled a wonky, crooked translation underneath, and violently slapped it back onto the door. "No humans allowed." Well, yeah, I completely understand that. She was obviously still furious, but hey, this is my closet. A muffled, defensive voice shouted out from inside. "Well, you touched my butt. So what if I hijack your closet for a bit?" I humbly apologized. "I'm so sorry I touched your butt. But, you just wait right there. I'm placing an order right now. Gonna buy her a spider nest." As compensation, the girl hiding in the closet was completely shocked. "You're the one who destroyed my home. And yet you tell me to wait? It's bad enough you won't admit you're wrong. Now you're not even acting. Dropping threats, planning to beat a poor spider to death." I didn't hear her very clearly. I just felt like my entire understanding of the world had been hit with a hard reset. I stumbled awkwardly out of the room to cool off. I mean, it's just a talking, half human, half spider girl in human form now, right? Honestly, that's way easier to handle than a ghost. I quickly managed to convince myself. A little while later, the express-delivered spider nest arrived. I tentatively knocked on the closet door. The little spider, her tiny face deathly pale, held up a coat hanger in front of herself like a shield. Pretending to be brave, she stammered, I'm not afraid of you." I held up the spider nest, feeling incredibly awkward. "I bought you a new home. Take a look, see if you like it." At almost the exact same moment, we both completely froze. Clatter, the hanger dropped. She frantically snatched it back up from the floor, and waved it around casually like nothing happened, but her hands were visibly shaking. Wait a minute, was she actually going to smack me just now? The girl accepted the new home I bought her, and even ate the very first human meal of her spider life. She was so incredibly happy, even the two little tufts of fluff on her spinnerets were wiggling. I hesitated, struggling to find the words, but finally, I couldn't hold it in anymore. "Are you really mine now, just because I accidentally touched your butt?" She froze, turned her face away so she wouldn't have to look at me, and let out a tiny, soft My earlobes slowly turned red. Honestly, coming here felt like walking into a prison sentence. "But you touched my butt, which basically means you've accepted that I'm here. Now that the homeowner has acknowledged me, I'm officially your spider. And I'm no longer bound by the rules of spider law." It all suddenly made sense to me. To repay me, the girl worked even harder at clearing out the bugs. Sometimes she'd crawl onto my bed in the middle of the night. If I caught her, she'd freeze. Then she'd get all flustered, quickly wrap a bug in her webbing, and toss it right out. And then, she'd gently pat me through the blanket. "I'm so sorry I woke you. I'll leave right now. Go back to sleep, okay?" From my point of view, it was a half-human, half-spider girl clumsily trying to coax me back to sleep. It was weirdly adorable. At first, she still kept all her old spider habits. But slowly, she started clumsily imitating me. After meals, she used to just turn back into a little spider, using her pedipalps to clean her teeth, and even nibbling on her own feet. Kind of like a cat, except a little spider has 8 whole legs to nibble on. She was very busy. I stared at her for quite a while until she finally noticed me. She hesitantly stopped what she was doing, her eyes looking so bright and innocent. "What, do I have a problem?" I awkwardly blurted out. "You're just so gross. You don't even wash your claws." She just blinked at me in confusion. Honestly, making eye contact with a little spider is actually super cute. You get to see just how harmless she really is. Her spider eyes are all furry, secretly watching me, raising a little claw, and let's not forget that super big butt. She was absolutely adorable. I won't do it anymore. The little spider blushed bright red. She let out a tiny hum, her fuzz puffing up as she awkwardly scurried away. I couldn't stop laughing. Eventually, instead of turning back into a spider to sleep in her web, she stayed in her human girl form. After taking a shower, she effortlessly spun her own webbing into a blanket. Lu Rian was really showing off her incredible ability to learn. "Good night, human. I'll weave some clothes for you another day. Thank you so much. Please, let me sleep on the floor outside your door tonight. Oh, by the way, my name is Lu Rian. And you? I'm Fang Yuan." The next day, the sweet girl had finished all the chores around the house. She came over to me, but unlike her usual shy, squirmy self, she stayed in her half-human, half-spider form. She gathered up her courage, looking like she was risking it all. She turned around and faced away from me. "I'm a spider who keeps her word. We agreed on 3 times a week. Exactly 3 times. It's been a month now, so I've saved up a total of 12 times. Fang Yuan, you can touch it." Honestly, I really wanted to tell her, "Comrade Lu Rian, you really don't have to do this." But as my eyes landed on that thick, perfectly round spider butt, the rejection stuck right in my throat. That spider butt was just way too tempting. "Alright then, I'm going in." She covered her eyes and gave a little nod. I reached out my hand. The fuzz on her 2 little spinnerets was incredibly soft. After a couple of pats, my hand just naturally cupped her butt. It was so fluffy, and perfectly plump. The solid, squishy feel of that spider butt completely satisfied my weird little obsession. After the final pat, Rian gave a sharp, full-body shiver. All 8 of her legs went completely limp, and her head rested weakly against my shoulder. With zero threat in her voice, she softly called my name. "Fang Yuan, I'm never letting you touch me there ever again." I could barely handle it, but hearing that just egged me on even more. There's going to be a next time? I thought, and for some reason, I just went ahead and stroked her fur backward. As a reflex, the girl's spider legs all curled inward, trapping me right in the middle of her embrace. It felt just like being caught in the claw of an arcade machine. Honestly, it was kind of fun. "What would happen if I pet you a couple more times?" I teased. The girl just gave me a harmless, pouty glare. She shyly buried her face in her hands, begging me to stop, and then abruptly turned her head and bit down hard on my shoulder. Caught completely off guard, I let out a dramatic yelp. The girl scrambled up, and smoothed out her hopelessly ruffled fur. "See? I've got a temper too, you know." Taking full advantage of Lu Ruyan's sweet, innocent ignorance, I was really soaking up this ambiguous, more than just friends kind of relationship. Mostly because I got to poke her chubby little spider butt. That was, until my mom showed up carrying groceries, with that awful blind date from last time trailing right behind her. "Oh, I was out grocery shopping and bumped into Chu Ya on the way. She mentioned there was a little misunderstanding between you 2 last time, and that you blocked her number. So she came all this way to give you a sincere apology." As I locked eyes with Chu Ya's fake, sweet little smile, the color drained from my face. With lightning speed, I slammed the door shut, locking both of them outside. My mom jumped out of her skin, immediately starting to scold me. "What is wrong with you, kid? Hurry up and open this door." Through the door, I could hear Chu Ya putting on her soft, victim voice. "Auntie, please, Fang Yuan probably just doesn't want to see me. I'll just leave these gifts at the door and go. It's really for the best." "Nonsense. Where do you think you're going? You are staying for dinner, and that's final. If there's a misunderstanding, you need to talk it out. That's what mouths are for, to explain things." Oh crap, she totally tracked down where I live. Leaning against the door, my heart pounding out of my chest, I frantically texted my mom. I begged her to make up an excuse and send that woman packing. Instead, my mom just started banging on the door even louder. "Fang Yuan, open this door." Hearing all the commotion, the half-human, half-spider girl peeked out. She wandered out, casually knitting a sweater. What's wrong? Her two dark, purple-tinted spinnerets were humming and rustling, perfectly in sync as they pumped out fresh spider silk. Her hands never stopped moving. In no time at all, a pure white, insanely soft sweater took shape right in her hands. A massive headache washed over me. I literally have a half-human, half-spider girl chilling in my living room. How the hell am I supposed to hide her? My mom is right outside the door. Not to mention that insanely annoying blind date. The way you look right now isn't really appropriate for company. Can you completely turn into a spider, or maybe a normal human? I'm terrified they're gonna freak out and call the cops to take you away for research. Lu Ruyan blinked, taken aback for a second. She quickly gathered up the newly knit sweater, setting it aside safely. Sure, I can do that. The moment the words left her mouth, poof, the half-spider girl completely transformed into a regular human. But, after a split second of us staring at each other, my eyes involuntarily dropped down to her delicate collarbones. Fantastic, she didn't have a stitch of clothing on. Everything below her collarbones was completely bare. Ah, why aren't you wearing any clothes? I'm not a magical demon from your TV shows, you know. I can't just magically conjure up an outfit out of thin air. And for the record, I'm not an exhibitionist either. Flustered and panicking, I practically shoved her into the bedroom, but the moment my fingertips brushed against her warm, bare skin, I instinctively yanked my hands back like I'd been burned. Why you? Get in there, quickly. Put some clothes on first. Lu Ruyan pouted, looking totally reluctant. But I don't want to wear polyester. Just then, I heard my mom unlocking the front door. I was freaking out. My pajamas are in the room. They're pure cotton, just make do with them for now. Hurry up, they're coming in. I know. She replied slowly, and Lu Ruyan blinked at me innocently. She paused for a second, and just before slipping into the room, she couldn't help but turn around and poke my cheek. Your face is so red. Why, your face is so red? How does she even have the nerve to ask me that? I shoved her into the room at the very last second. I slammed the door shut just as my mom walked in carrying the groceries. Chu Ya was right behind her. What are you yelling about? My mom asked, scanning the room suspiciously. She instantly noticed something was off. The place was way too clean and tidy. It totally broke my usual messy but not dirty vibe. Why didn't you open the door just now? You little brat, how dare you lock me out? Who gave you the nerve? My mom walked up and poked my forehead. I quickly threw on an apron and ducked into the kitchen. Chu Ya tried to follow me in to help, but my mom gently pushed her back out. I don't need your help in here right now. Since you and Feng Yuan have some clearing up to do, you two should go talk it out. Don't let it ruin dinner. Seeing her chance, Chu Ya quickly followed me. Feng Yuan, let's talk. I yanked my arm away from her. She tried to grab my hand. I thought I made myself perfectly clear last time. I don't like you, and I don't want anything to do with you. It's not just your twisted mindset, it's everything about you. If you want to keep up that fake image of yours and save some face, then stop harassing me. Otherwise, I won't hesitate to expose your past and show everyone your true colors. This woman might look sweet and caring, but she has a terrifyingly sharp eye for detail. She's highly manipulative, knows exactly what to say, and whenever she's around others, she constantly plays the perfect little wife. No one would ever guess that behind closed doors, she is actually an absolute psycho who tries to subconsciously control men. I thought saying all this would make Chu Ya take the hint, drop it, and just leave me alone. But instead, she just smiled. She wasn't scared at all. She twisted her creepy obsession into some kind of mutual romance. Expose what? I just couldn't hold myself back in front of the man I love. I accidentally let my impulses take over. Is it a crime to kiss the guy the first like? I was completely mind blown by her shameless logic. Furious, I clenched my fist and raised it up. You tried to force yourself on me against my will. And you call that an accidental impulse? Chu Ya, you have zero shame. And then, Chu Ya literally leaned her face in. She looked creepily turned on by the whole thing. It freaked me out so much I froze midair. You know that awful feeling where you want to slap someone, but you're terrified they might try to lick your hand? Yeah, I finally understood it today. Why did you stop? She actually sounded disappointed. She tried to provoke me even more. Are you feeling bad for me? I was literally turning green with rage. I pointed straight at the door. Get the hell out. The commotion was just too loud. Sure enough, it caught my mom's attention. What's wrong? Mom came out holding a spatula, only to see me furiously pointing at the door, telling her to get the hell out. Meanwhile, Chu Ya just kept her head down, looking completely submissive and helpless. "Auntie, I'm fine, we just had a little disagreement." I was getting really agitated. This two-faced faker had my hands shaking with absolute rage. "Mom, she's faking it. Fang Yuan, watch your tone." Chu Ya maintained her innocent persona so perfectly that even my own mother instinctively took her side. "Mom, you seriously don't believe me?" I was completely speechless, unable to defend myself. This woman standing right in front of me was just too good at playing pretend. Whenever she was around others, she always kept up this sweet, gentle facade. To be fair, Chu Ya wasn't bad looking at all. In fact, her physical appearance was top tier. She was 1.7 meters tall, and she had a really pleasant voice. Thinking back to the first time we met, I was totally blinded by her too. Originally, I was completely against blind dates, and I was fully prepared to meet an absolute weirdo. Terrified that she might actually like me, I even stayed up late doing my hair to look unappealing. But the moment I saw her face, most of my frustration just melted away. When we first met, she immediately apologized and confessed to me. "Thanks so much for coming out to see me. I know you're only here because your family is pressuring you to get married. And you had no choice but to show up." She briefly explained that she was in the exact same boat. She wanted to talk it over and see if we could just cover for each other. "Do you think that would work?" When she asked me that, her tone sounded so vulnerable. Our first meeting wrapped up pretty quickly. She even paid the bill before leaving. "Thank you for showing up today." She was so respectful of boundaries, which really made me like her a lot more. During our next two meetings, we just hung out casually and relaxed. I honestly thought I had found the perfect ally. Who knew I was stepping right into a perfectly tailored romance trap? Until she started pulling these accidental physical touches and dropping heavy hints. That whole deliberately manufactured romantic vibe finally shattered when it triggered my deep-seated disgust. I was getting seriously annoyed. I looked down, only to meet her intense, unwavering stare. I was visibly upset now, and I warned her with a deadpan expression. "The way you're looking at me is making me really uncomfortable. It's way too obsessive and blatant." Chu Ya just gave a soft, gentle smile, but what she said next was absolutely shocking. "Fang Yuan, I don't want to hide it anymore. During the times we've spent together lately, I realized that I'm actually really into you. I want to give us a try." As she said that, Chu Ya actually leaned her face in close. "Can we?" At that moment, I was sitting inside her red sports car. She turned her head, looking completely serious. "I really want to try." As she said that, Chu Ya actually leaned her face in close again. "Can we?" I won't lie, her face was gorgeous enough to leave me dazed for a split second, but I still instinctively shook my head. "No way, we've literally only met a handful of times. And in our normal hangouts, I've never given you any mixed signals or flirted with you." This so-called crush she was talking about, paired with what she was doing right now, just made me feel totally creeped out. Besides, I'm not the kind of guy who thinks with his pants. But she completely ignored everything I said. Brushing off my crystal clear rejection, she just lunged in and kissed me the very next second. Purely out of reflex, I slapped her right across the face, then furiously wiped my cheek. "Are you out of your mind? Did I say you could kiss me?" If I hadn't dodged so quickly, she would have gotten a lot more than just my cheek. She touched her stinging cheek, her eyes suddenly clearing up. But what followed was this twisted sense of excitement and thrill. "You hit me. You actually hit me." Most guys before me would have just melted into that unexpected kiss, giving in without much of a fight. But not me. I just slapped some sense into that crazy woman. I was about to unbuckle my seatbelt and get the hell out of the car. But Chu Ya was one step ahead of me. She pulled out a stun gun and pressed it right against my side. For the first time, I realized just how terrifying a crazy woman could be. "Fang Yuan, please don't go. I'm sorry I scared you." She buried her face into the crook of my neck, forcing me to stay pinned to my seat. I could clearly feel it. Chu Ya was definitely into some seriously messed up stuff. "I'm not going to hurt you. Just give me a second. I just need a second to calm down." Chu Ya was obsessively breathing in my scent. She grabbed my hand, trying to force me to touch her. Trying to push things to the next level. "While we're at it, maybe you could try to actually get to know me? Please?" In my sheer panic, I just felt completely violated and disgusted. And her big assets nearly got completely wrecked right then and there. Hell no, get off me. Ignoring the threat of the stun gun, I just started throwing elbows at her, hitting her over and over again. Then I turned around and bolted. After that whole nightmare, I finally saw this woman for exactly what she was. When I got home, I didn't want my parents to overreact, so I left out a lot of the crazy details. I just told them she had some serious mental issues and that I was cutting her off. But who knew this woman was so incredibly shameless? She had the nerve to spin the whole thing into a petty lover's quarrel. Just like she fooled me back then, my mom was now totally buying into her sweet, perfect daughter-in-law act. I was furious, but the situation didn't exactly give me a chance to explain myself. Because Chu-ya was already back at it, playing the sweet, understanding girl to comfort my mom. "Oh, auntie, it's totally fine. We were just joking around. It's just that." Fang Yuan raising his voice like that startled me a bit. She put on this hesitant look, biting her lip like she had more to say. She made it look like she was blindly defending me, which only made me look like the bad guy. "Look at how sweet Chu-ya is. She's even covering for you." But before my mom could finish scolding me, a noise came from the doorway. There stood Lu Rian, wearing her pajamas right at the door. She casually called out, "Mom." Just that one single word left all three of us completely stunned. I squeezed my eyes shut, realizing her social skills still needed a ton of work. This clueless idiot, "That's my mom, you're supposed to call her auntie." I couldn't help but whisper a correction. Hearing this, Lu Rian smoothly took a step forward, putting herself right between me and Chu-ya. "With the kind of relationship we have, I can call your mom, Mom, too." The fake smile on Chu-ya's face instantly froze, because she had just been called out for being absolutely shameless. Lu Rian locked eyes with her and, in a completely deadpan voice, started exposing her. "You tried to grab Fang Yuan's junk and get all handsy with him. And the second mom came out, you put on this sad little face to play the victim. Stop acting like you're the victim. I saw exactly what happened just now." Chu-ya's face instantly turned ugly. "Who do you think you are?" Lu Rian shot her a cold glare. Pulling her gaze back, she declared, "I'm the one who gets to call her mom. You only get to call her auntie. What do you think? He's my official partner," claimed and approved with a firm grab of the ass. My mom looked like she wanted to say something, but held back. I bit the bullet and introduced her. "Mom, this is my girlfriend." Then, Lu Rian casually rolled up her sleeves and took the spatula right out of my mom's hand. "We were actually planning to come see you a few days ago, but we got held up with some stuff. Mom, you know Fang Yuan. He's not the type to just blow up at someone for no reason. I'll take over the cooking from here." My mom glanced at Chu-ya, who was clearly fuming. Then she looked at Lu Rian, who looked completely at home and genuinely happy taking care of me. Finally, her eyes landed on me. "Spill it, what on earth is going on here?" With my mom demanding answers, Chu-ya was clearly still stuck on the fact that I had just called Lu Rian my girlfriend. In complete disbelief, she blurted out, "That's impossible. You've been single this whole time, and you haven't even left the house lately. Who knows where this random tramp even came from?" She sounded absolutely certain. My mom immediately shot her a suspicious look. "And how exactly do you know my son's daily schedule?" Chu-ya froze, desperately trying to come up with an excuse. But this time, I was completely done playing nice just because a relative introduced us. I cut her off right there. "Mom, she's an absolute psycho. When we went out the other day, she acted completely unhinged. And now she's trying to play the sweet, innocent girl next door in front of you." I gave my mom a quick rundown of what happened last time, and her face instantly dropped. Just then, Lu Rian brought a dish out from the kitchen, brushing past Chu-ya with perfect, calculating nonchalance. "Auntie, please, this is all just a massive misunderstanding." Chu-ya frantically tried to defend herself, but the words that actually tumbled out of her mouth were, "Everything he said is true." But so what? You'd rather believe an outsider over your own son. Besides, I was just planning to claim him first. Sure, maybe I was wrong for that, but aren't you guys the accomplices here? He's such a perfect, clean-cut guy with a great, stable job. His personality is so sweet. After just 2 dates, I knew he was exactly what I wanted. A man like him is way too high in demand on the dating market. The veins in Chu-ya's forehead were violently bulging. She desperately tried to force her mouth shut, but she was completely losing control, blurting out the deepest, darkest secrets she had buried away. Didn't you want him to settle down and get married as soon as possible? When I forced a kiss on him last time, the sheer terror on his face was such a huge turn-on. You practically served your own son up on a silver platter. Weren't you begging for him to end up with me? Plus, in my circle. Before she could even finish her twisted rant, my mom, absolutely horrified, shot up from her chair. Lu Rian, who had quietly slipped right next to her, wore a dark, deadly expression. She smoothly handed my mom a heavy rolling pin. I only set you two up because I thought you were a decent girl. I wanted you to spend some time getting to know each other, but I never expected this. Get out, get the hell out of my house. You are not welcome here. With a loud bang, my mom violently slammed the door shut in her face. Caught completely off guard by the shove, Chu Ya stumbled back. Judging by the loud crash outside, it sounded like she took a pretty nasty tumble down the stairs. I stared in absolute shock. Those elegant long legs on her 5'7" frame actually fell over from just a little push by my mom. Lu Rian lowered her eyes, quietly retracting the silk threads she controlled with her fingertips. She really deserved a beating. My mom blamed herself endlessly for the incident, looking completely dazed. Was I really in the wrong? She stared at me blankly. I just don't understand how you young people think. Mom is just scared that if you don't get married, what will happen when you get old? I gently held her hand. Then I'll just sit on the doorstep and wait for you to come pick me up. Just like when I was little. My mom's tears instantly spilled over. Mom won't live to see that day. But looking at how things are now, with the girls out there being such a mess, it really doesn't seem safe either. Lu Rian quietly handed her a handkerchief from the side. I was getting a little worried. My mom froze for a second, her gaze landing on that pure white, glossy handkerchief. She wiped her tears, calming her emotions. Forget it, I won't overthink it anymore. What is this handkerchief made of? It's really nice. Did you say earlier that she's your new girlfriend? The topic changed so abruptly. I hadn't even processed it before she was already holding Lu Rian's hand, chatting away. Right before leaving, she even fondly picked up the sweater Lu Rian had knitted on the couch. Looking pleasantly surprised. Did you knit this too? There aren't many traditional girls who can knit sweaters these days. She firmly warned me, you treat her well, don't go bullying her just because she's younger. She's a keeper, so hold on to her. After my mom finally left, I turned my eyes to the woman standing in front of me. What exactly happened with Chu Ya? A woman like her always keeps up her perfect innocent act in front of outsiders. There's no way she would just spill her true thoughts out of nowhere. Lu Rian avoided my gaze, stammering out an explanation. My non-human ability is amplifying the deep desires in someone's heart and making them show their true selves. I never expected Lu Rian to have this kind of power. What followed was a massive wave of anxiety. Using your powers like this, are you absolutely sure you won't get arrested? Lu Rian's eyes instantly lit up. Are you worrying about me? But the very next second, she heard my absolute, panic-stricken concern. I mean, you're a half-human, half-spider. If you're just casually hanging out in my house, and things blow up, am I gonna get dragged in for interrogation too? The next second, Lu Rian went completely silent. No, even though I'm non-human, I actually have a legally registered identity here in the human world. I breathed a huge sigh of relief. My current place just wasn't safe anymore. I planned to move somewhere else, to prevent Chu Ya from getting revenge, but completely unexpectedly, on moving day, Chu Ya ran to the bottom of my apartment building, wailing like a banshee, screaming that she needed to see me. I had just gotten downstairs at the time. Without any warning, a figure lunged right at me. My reflex was to just slap her away, but looking closely, it was Chu Ya, but right now, she looked absolutely nothing like the gentle, elegant lady from before. She was an absolute, filthy mess, and her words were completely jumbled nonsense. Bang Yuan, I know I was wrong. Please, don't let those things come after me anymore. I haven't slept in 3 days. I'm going totally insane. Every time he closes his eyes, all he sees is a massive spider with blood-red eyes staring right at him. Countless spiders crawling all over his body. Whether it's the tough, sticky webs wrapping tightly around his neck, slowly tightening until he suffocates, or those giant, terrifying legs pinning him straight to the ground. Their sharp points piercing into his flesh, inch by inch, piercing right into his flesh. That slow, agonizing torture. I never want to go through any of that ever again. The feeling of being killed by a spider, it's just too terrifying. He dropped to his knees right in front of me, begging desperately. I know you can fix this. You have to have a way. I was completely lost. I have no idea what you're talking about. Suddenly, Lu Rian appeared silently right behind me. She stared at him with this dark, eerie look in her eyes, but the words that came out of her mouth sounded so casual and innocent. Did something happen? She asked. Chu Ya looked like he had just seen a ghost. He scrambled backward, terrified. Those eyes. That look is exactly the same as that thing. You're a monster. My heart skipped a beat. Wait, how does he know? I quickly turned around to look. Lu Rian met my gaze and pursed her lips. With a completely straight face, she complained to me, he's being mean to me. Then, she shot him an icy, chilling glare. You have absolutely no manners. Seeing that, Chu Ya was so terrified he turned and ran for his life. But he ended up running headfirst into an electric scooter, and got sent flying quite a distance. I winced just watching it. Seriously, why did you even come all the way out here just to insult people for no reason? Guess that's karma for you. Lu Rian stayed silent for a second, then quietly pulled out her phone and dialed 120. Hello? Yes, we are at the entrance of Happiness Courtyard on Zhongshan Road. We just witnessed an accident here. Someone was hit and passed out on the ground. Yes. No, I don't know who he is. That little incident was quickly forgotten. Soon after, Lu Rian started getting really busy. After going through a molting phase, her spider form had actually grown twice as big. I could clearly feel the changes in her, both mentally and physically. Lu Rian had matured quite a bit. That clingy girl who used to pout and act cute over everything. That little crybaby spider was gone. In her place was a quiet, reserved girl. But there was one thing about her that never changed at all. Every single night, she would sit on the couch in her half-human, half-spider form, quietly knitting clothes. She was especially obsessed with knitting all sorts of little things for me, like hats, scarves, and sweaters. She had started stepping into human society now. Apparently, the spider world has classes on studying humans, too. So it's actually not that hard for me to get the hang of things, she told me. You don't need to worry about me. We lived together just like that for about 6 months. And honestly, the weird charm of that big spider abdomen ended up far outweighing my fear of monsters. I finally started to genuinely accept our relationship from the bottom of my heart. And then, her nesting phase began. She had done some sort of fake nesting behavior before, so I thought this time would be just like the last. I figured I could just toss all my worn clothes over to her. Give her some space to be completely alone, and everything would be fine. But this time, things were entirely different. I tossed my clothes to her, and she happily took every single piece. But at night, the moment I fell asleep, she would quietly wrap her arms around me and drag me right into her web. She covered me in her saliva, licking me from head to toe, whispering, Fang Yuan, you're all mine." I groggily opened my eyes, feeling like my whole body was tightly bound up. Everything felt so weird and sticky. And then, I heard the loud, clear sound of Lu Rian gulping down her saliva. I jolted awake in pure terror. That's when I realized, I was spread-eagled, completely trapped in the middle of a giant spider web. Like a piece of prey waiting to be devoured, Lu Rian lowered her gaze, staring down at me from above. "Lu Rian, are you going to eat me? I'm your husband, you know." I trembled in absolute terror. I had never faced anything like this before. I already knew what was coming. She blinked her teary, reddish eyes, staring right into my soul. "My nesting phase is almost here. And you are my mate." The half-human, half-spider girl wrapped her arms around me. She buried her face affectionately into the crook of my neck, taking a deep, long breath. She let out a soft, contented sigh. "Ah, my sweet human husband, you're so soft, so fragrant. I won't eat you, I just want to hold you while we sleep." But since you didn't want to, I had to wait until you fell asleep, to sneak into your arms. Needless to say, I spent that entire night in absolute terror. Early the next morning, I just couldn't bring myself to face her. The sheer terror of living with a non-human was finally catching up to me. "I'm sorry, I think I need some time to rethink our relationship. I don't even have the courage to tell you this to your face right now. I just need to cool off." Panic had fully taken over, so I practically begged my company to send me away on a business trip. I ended up being gone for a whole month. During that time, I still sent Lu Rian texts to comfort her. I'm just away for work. Don't worry, I'll give you my final answer in a month. At first, Lu Rian would video call me every single day. She sent me endless messages, and I only replied to a few here and there. Eventually, she reached out less and less, until today. Not a single message. A heavy knot formed in my stomach. A coworker on my team spoke up. Hey, you've already finished your part of the project. I can handle wrapping things up from here. Look, if you can't stop thinking about her, then just go home and see her. Hasn't it been long enough for you to figure things out? You need to decide what to do with this marriage. If you really didn't care about her, why would you be so completely out of it? Her words hit me like a truck. My mind was made up. After hastily handing over my tasks to my team, I packed up to leave, but right as I got back to my hotel, the front desk told me I had a package to sign for. The sender? Lu Rian. The package was massive. It took 3 people just to haul it up to my room. I tried calling her, but no one picked up. And at that exact moment, her familiar ringtone echoed from inside the box. My blood ran completely cold. With trembling hands, I sliced the package open. Inside was my beautifully dressed wife. She was tied up in red ropes, her face flushed with an unnatural, feverish red. She was gently biting onto the rope. The second her eyes met mine, tears came streaming down her face. Fang Yuan. Are you still mad at me? Is it because I brought you into my web and kept you there without asking? I'm so sorry. I know I terrified you. So, I'm giving myself to you as an apology. You can do whatever you want with me. Just, please don't abandon me. I promise I'll never do it again. I'll change, I swear. My own eyes instantly welled up with tears. I frantically tore the ropes off her body, overwhelmed by a sudden, intense wave of guilt for hurting her. I'm so sorry, baby. It's not your fault. I was just being a coward. The girl cautiously approached. Once she was finally sure I wouldn't push her away, she threw her arms around me and completely broke down crying. Lu Rian anxiously asked me over and over, "Will you still want me?" "I do." The girl lowered her eyes, hiding the dark obsession in them. She choked back her sobs, sounding so wronged. "Then prove it to me." With my guard completely down, I fell right into the trap she had meticulously laid out for me. "Eat me up, won't you?" I looked up, catching the reddened corners of her eyes, and realized she meant something else entirely. She didn't make another sound, just kept playing a video on her phone of a spider wrapping itself up. What exactly did that mean?